Oh, howdy all, grab yourself a drink. It is time for some Path of Exile discussion. At this point in the last league, in the lead up to 3.17 and also in the lead up to 3.16, when we were 12 days out, I was putting out daily videos about all of the little bits and pieces of news that were coming out. We were getting a divination card a day, or maybe it wasn't a divination card, maybe it was a unique item, or something else like that. This league, there's been none of that. There's been only 2 official posts on the Path of Exile forums, and there's been 2 important unofficial posts over on the Path of Exile subreddit. We have very little news. We'll cover the news and then I'll speculate a little on why we're getting so little of it. So firstly, in terms of news, we got some information, a firm date for the end of the Archnemesis League, and that is going to be Tuesday, May the 10th at 3 p.m. PDT. So that's an American time zone. So when that happens, your characters in Archnemesis will be frozen, and then they'll be unplayable for several hours, after which point they will appear in Standard League. You can continue to play them there if you want, or you can abandon them and just take a few days off Path of Exile and then come back for 3.18, which is probably going to be the most popular thing to do. So if you've got any outstanding challenges you want to get done in Archnemesis, you've got about 8 days to do them, a bit more than 8. Additionally, if you want to purchase Kirac's Vault, that is going to be withdrawn from sale at the time that the Archnemesis League ends. And additionally, in order to get any value out of Kirac's Vault, you definitely need to have a well-established character in it, because you will need to complete most of the Atlas, if not all of it, in order to get any real value out of that pass. If you are interested in Kirac's Vault, it has recently been added to the Nexus store. I run a Nexus store myself, I'll link down in the description below. Essentially, Nexus are a competitor to Steam, but rather than having one large marketplace, they have things where content creators can build their own. And so if you buy it through that, it costs the same as buying it directly from GGG, but I get a cut from it. So that is the end of the Archnemesis League and the Kirac's Battle Pass. The second thing that's going to be ending and being withdrawn from sale is the Scourge League supporter packs. These are going to be pulled from sale a little bit earlier. These will be pulled when the live stream happens. And this is the Triumphant Liege supporter packs and its lesser versions, and the Primordial Dread supporter pack. I guess you can make up your own mind whether either of these are a good value for you. I like the Triumphant Liege armor, so I bought it, but not everyone will have the same taste as I do, and so you can just make up your own mind there. Then we come to the unofficial news over on Reddit. There have been 2 significant threads on Reddit. There was one original post which was talking about what you think is going to get nerfed, and then Bex from Grinding Gear Games came in and said nothing that has been mentioned in this thread so far is getting nerfed. At the point that that comment was made, the following items and mechanics had been mentioned: Crystallized Omniscience, Ashes of the Stars, Lightning Strike, Nightblade, Skelly Mage's Duel, Fleshcrafter, Minions in general, Spell Suppression, the Necromancer in general, Determination, Vis Mortis, Detonate Dead, Molten Strike, Cyclone, Eater of Worlds, Alter Nodes, and Glacial Hammer. Now, some of those are obvious memes. Molten Strike, Cyclone, and Glacial Hammer are constantly memed about being nerfed over on the Path of Exile subreddit. But at that time, originally, Bex said nothing from that list had been nerfed. She then came back later and said that she's made a bit of a mistake there. And I suppose this is a good time to mention that one of the things that was posted in that thread before my comment has actually been reworked, but not the others. So I'm hoping that that's Crystallized Omniscience, because it's the only one of those things that's truly broken. There's a bunch of things that are a little overpowered. You know, you could say that the Skelly Mage's Duel is probably a little bit better than it needs to be. But equally, it's not breaking the game open, whereas Crystallized Omniscience as an item does. There's also a bunch of other funny stuff in this thread. I highly recommend having a look at it. It's a great little laugh, and someone's put together an animation of a bunch of Path of Exile subreddit users going and having a pitchfork mob outside GGG's offices while Bex and Chris Wilson watch and laugh. It's fantastic, and I highly, highly recommend having a look at that. And then we come to speculation on why GGG have changed the way that they are doing this spoiler season. Basically, we don't know, but it seems to be doing badly for them so far, just from what I can tell with looking at Google Trends. Google searches for Path of Exile seem to be down at a lower stage right now than they were 12 days out from any of the previous leagues, and that's going back all of the last year. So there's less hype than there has been in previous leagues. It's not massively less, but it is noticeably less. And I've seen the same thing on YouTube as well, looking at YouTube analytics. There doesn't seem to be as much searching for Path of Exile 3.18 as we would have been getting 12 days out from 3.17, where people were searching for that, or 12 days out from 3.16. So really don't know what's going on there as to why they're doing it. My personal speculation is that maybe the office in Auckland has been hit pretty bad by the pandemic. New Zealand's had a fairly bad outbreak recently, but I'm not sure of that. That is just purely speculation. It's not even informed speculation. Some other people have suggested that they might be wanting to hold off on Path of Exile 3.18 information because they want a lot of the media focus to be on Path of Exile 2 or Path of Exile Mobile, and we will see if there are any major announcements there during the live stream. Anyway, if there is enough information to justify going to daily videos, I will go to daily videos. In the interim, I will continue putting out other Path of Exile related stuff. I want to continue putting out videos on obscure harvest crafts, so the ones that are not generally regarded as uber, but that do definitely have good uses. And so I'm going to put out a whole series of those in the interim while we're waiting for more news. That's all I got. May your Varlobs have interesting results.